Hello and welcome. My name is Calliope, and I believe that I will be performing your hand and arm treatment today. Is that all right? Wonderful. What's your name? That's a gorgeous name. It's very nice to meet you. So, is there any particular reason why you wanted to have this treatment today? Okay, that's certainly fine. So, are there any ingredients that you are allergic to or sensitive to? Okay, well, today we have a very special little scrub that I've made just prior to you coming in. And the only ingredients in this scrub are sugar and olive oil. It's very nourishing to the skin and will help slough off the dead skin cells and lock in moisture. For your massage, I have just a touch of that olive oil right in here. Right in here. In this little bottle. And for all of our cleaning needs, I have a bowl of very warm, I would say hot water that we can use to refresh if need be. Here we are. Now, if you would like, I have a very light scented candle that I was just inspecting when you came in. Has these little crystals embedded in it and little bits of herbs. You can see the cinnamon stick there. If you would like, I can light this candle and just let this burn in the background. Okay, just set this down. Get our matches. Only got 5 matches left. Better make them count. There we are. Just make sure this is all burnt out. There we go. Okay. It's been some time since I've lit a candle. It's almost too warm in the summertime, isn't it? So it's just a very nice subtle scent. And we'll keep this right here, out of the way, but still in view. Now, let's start in on taking a look at your hands and arms. Do I have your permission to touch you? Okay, I have your consent to do that. That's excellent. So I just want to take a little look and just make sure there isn't any contraindications, if you don't mind. Okay, I'm just going to take a very broad feel here and just make sure there aren't any open cuts harsh bruises. There aren't any rashes or sores. The skin is generally healthy. I think overall, your skin will do quite well. I can feel it is a bit dry and scaly, especially on the hands. I imagine you wash your hands a lot, I would hope. But the arms certainly are also a little on the dry side, but that's okay. So I'm just going to take off my bracelet here, this little charm bracelet, so that I don't damage it during our treatment. There we are, just a little charm bracelet there. Very good. We're going to start with your hand scrub, your hand and arm scrub, and I'm just going to grab a towel real quick. I have a nice, fresh, clean towel. It's really fresh smelling. It smells like fresh linens. And I'm just going to drape this under your arms around my workspace here. If you could just lift those up. Great. Just go ahead and get that all settled. There we go. And we can also use that to clean up later. And then I have a little black hand towel as well, should we need that for cleaning up. Now let's start in on our scrub here. It doesn't look like much, but we don't need that much for what we're doing. So I'm just going to bring this all to one side. And then divide it up into two halves. So then we have, and that's why we have the towel there, to catch any spill. There we are. Very good. We have one almost full spoonful of scrub. And the scrub works best on damp skin. I'm going to take some of our water here. And I'm just going to rub your hands and your arms with the water. It's very nice and comforting, the warm temperature of the water. And just a little bit more, just to ensure we have enough moisture. There we are. We can always add more. Now let's get our scrub, and I'll just deposit that into my hand. There we are. You can hear the little snores of our little office cat. Just taking a little snoozle in the corner. Now we have our scrub here. And I'm just going to work that onto your hands firstly. We're going to work on the outsides, on the palms, in between the fingers. Right along the webbing. I'm going to have a gentle hand because sugar is quite abrasive and I don't need to injure you. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of our scrub and little bit more of our water. And I'm just going to apply that to your arms. There we go. Very good. So we're going to see a little bit of redness in the skin. And this is due to obviously the motion and the sloughing off of dead skin. Irritates the skin just a little bit. So we're just going to scrub just a little bit longer, and then we're going to take off that scrub. Okay? Hear that? And now I'm going to take our towel and some water. And we're going to use that to wipe off the scrub and rub that off. It's a little messy indeed, but that's what we have brooms and vacuum cleaners for after your treatment. I'll have to ask that you just ignore any of the outside noises. It is a beautiful summertime evening, and there are so many people out and about. Just going to keep taking off that scrub. Taking off the scrub almost takes more time than the scrub itself, doesn't it? But we want to be thorough because sugar and oil make a sticky mess when it's dried. So we're doing our best to just take it all off. Almost about done. Your arms are essentially cleaned off, but it's mostly the hands, getting in between the webbing, cleaning off the outsides of the hands. There we are. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, I think that looks really good. Let me just have a little feel. Ah, yes. I'm not feeling any little granulars on the skin, but oh my gosh, does your skin feel soft. Oh my gosh. So soft. That is, well, technically it's new skin that's been unearthed. I'm just making sure. Let's see, I can probably get off just a little bit, kind of by your elbows here. There we are. Are you feeling any pain or irritation at all? No, that's good. I figured you would let me know if you did. Just wanted to double check anyway. So, that's very good. All right. So now, fun part in which we use a little bit of oil. Just going to use a little bit here. It's really teasing me here. And there we are. Very good. So we're going to use a dime-sized amount. Just a little bit. And I'm just going to work this through my hands. Right? And I'm just going to use some effleurage strokes here to start dispersing our olive oil along the skin, and that is already absorbed into the skin, so we're gonna need a little bit more, I think. Let's see. Let's use another dime size amount. We can always add more oil. We can't take away though. There we are. You hear the soft sounds of the oil. Alright. And we're just going to use our effleurage again to disperse the oil. I feel like that is quite sufficient. That will be nice. So, I'm just using the effleurage to distribute the oil on both arms, but I am going to wrap one arm up in our towel here while I work on the other, and then we'll switch. But I didn't want your arm to dry out while it was being wrapped up first. Dry out as in not have any moisturizer on it, not dry out like just drying from being wiped off with the wet cloth. So I'm going to just take our towel here, and I'm just going to wrap up that arm there. Is that cozy? Okay, I'm just going to make your arm into a little packet there. Okay, and we're going to work on the other one. So this would be my left, would be your right. So I'm just going to continue with the effleurage. Up the arm, down the arm, down the hand, up the hand, up the arm, down the arm, down the hand, up the hand, up the arm, down the arm, down the hand. Very good, very good. Now I can use almost some, they're technically C-shaped movements, but it almost feels like you're scooping at the skin a little bit. Scooping, scooping, scooping at the skin. So what I'm essentially doing is I am, how can I show you? Like this. Like doing these little scooping motions almost. And this I'll do along each side of the arm. And this gets a little bit of kneading in there. It's not quite petrissage, but pretty darn close to it. There we go. Can you smell the soft, subtle aroma of the candle? It's a hint of spice, it's a hint of wood smoke. It's very, very apt, I think, for the summertime. Now I really want to work on your hand here. I'm going to just knead a little bit on the back of the hand. I'm going to be careful that I'm not harming the tendons or all the small little bones of the hand. I'm just going to work on the fingers as well. twisting along them, pulling a little bit. There we go. Very good. Very good. I'm just going to knead into the palm. I'm just going to use my fingers to just knead into it. Just help relieve the tension as best as I can. And then I'm just going to knead into the webbing between the fingers. Right? Very good. And let's do some effleurage again to bring it back all together. There we go. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. So I'm going to have you set your arm down, and I'm going to wrap it up just like a packet. Again, there we are. And we're going to uncover the other arm here. Uncover the packet. Packet. And you can hear another little snore from the little cat. Alright, so let me just feel this arm. Okay, so a lot of that oil has absorbed, so I'm going to get just a little bit. Just a tiny, tiny amount here. There we go. Not even half of what we used before, just to refresh, if you will. There we go. Very good. That looks great. So, we're going to start with that effleurage again. Go up the hand, up the arm, down the arm, down the hand, up the hand, up the arm, down the arm and down the hand, up the hand and up the arm, down the arm and down the hand, and then we can work into our C-shaped kneading again. C-shaped kneading. Along each side of the arm. How is this pressure for you, by the way? Okay, we're doing okay. That's great. That's great to hear. I love a hand and arm massage because it's such an easy area to feel so much tension in. And I don't know about you, but I have some pretty bad carpal tunnel. And there's only so much that icing your hand and your wrist can do. I should say wrist and arm. There's only so much that can do for you. Sometimes you really just need a good massage to get some of those tight, tense trigger points and ease your muscles. I see that a lot in people who write, of course, people who use pruners or scissors a lot, people who play video games a lot, people who do a lot of texting. It's a very, very common injury. But we have a nice hand and arm massage to help soothe that. So I'm going to work on the back of your hand here. Be careful about those tiny little bones. We're going to be careful about the tendons, the veins. Just being mindful of the body's anatomy. Very good. That's great. And I want to work on your fingers, work on twisting and pulling them a bit. maybe popping the knuckle, of course. I'm not going to try to do that, but if it happens, it happens. Very good, very good, very good. You're doing so well. I really appreciate you sitting still for me. Helps me a whole lot. Now I'm just going to be working into your palm, kneading into those muscles there. It's a very tight area that needs to be stretched out, needs to be rubbed into. Okay, and I'm going to work into the webbing between your fingers as well. Very, very good. Okay, and then we're going to work on our effleurage again. Effleurage, rather. Find myself using them interchangeably when they are indeed not interchangeable. But you have to remember that the word effleurage is French, so a lot of people know the word fleur de lis from the French. So it's effleurage, like the French word, rather than effleurage. 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 You would think for somebody who uses the term so often, eventually I would get it right. But I still may. I still may at some point. There we are. All right. Let's go ahead and uncover your other arm here. All right. And let me take a look at your arms. Just want to make sure that the skin has absorbed the oil, that we don't need any more, perhaps. You know what? I think that I might use our towel and just absorb some of the excess, okay? So then you don't have to go out there a greasy, oily mess, right? So I'm just going to take our towel here. I'm going to wrap up your arm, and then I'm just going to rub at it. Okay. And the other arm, take the towel, fold it over, and rub at it. Alright, let's see. Let me go ahead and feel your arms here. Oh, much, much better. Okay, that's much more workable. Alright, I think that you are about done here. So, as far as after your treatment, if you would like, when you go home, to put on some highly moisturizing lotion or cream, perhaps, that'll really lock in the moisture that we gave your hands and your arms today. You can also, if you're not faint-hearted, if you have a pair of long socks or some gloves and you have some Vaseline or petroleum jelly, you can always slather your hands and your arms in petroleum jelly before you go to bed and stick your hands into those little gloves or into the long socks. And you can sleep like that. And then when you wake up, your skin is going to be so soft because it locks in that moisture that we've already given you. And the petroleum jelly is just going to be very, very slowly absorbed by both the fabric that you're wearing, but also your skin. But it's going to be so slow that it'll just keep adding to that moisture. So, is there anything else that I can do for you at all? Anything at all? Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much for being here, coming here to this little hand and arm massage session today. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Goodbye now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you want to, comment if you'd like to, and subscribe